Well, I guess that people know more about them, like education on them is happening a lot more. And in the past, people didn't really know what they were. If you don't know what they are, then how do you know you have them? And like now, there's a lot more just general knowledge, like these things exist. I think that people have always had mental illnesses, but there hasn't been much of awareness of them. But I think there's definitely a rise in them. There's a lot of pressure on teenagers these days. Like, you have to conform to society's ideals of not just physical appearance, but like everything. Like, you have to be successful. Puberty is probably a big, entering adolescence is probably a big time because your hormones are like swinging back and forth, etc. Other pressures can be change in your social life, like people start getting into different things, and maybe your friends change in your friendship groups, and not only is your body changing, but everything's changing. Your schoolwork's getting harder. Just choosing subjects, you're choosing your whole life, like what you want to do with your life. And it's like, well, I'm 16. How am I supposed to know that now? I think that's hard for a lot of people. I'm lucky, I know what I'm doing, but I know lots of my friends, they have no idea, and they're just keeping their options open. And you get anxiety for fear of like things not working out, and your life not being what you want, like wished and hoped it would be. But I think depression is when it doesn't work out, and like triggers of that can be anything. But especially when things don't go right, like especially when you're a teenager, because like it's a very transitional stage. You're not a kid anymore, you're not an adult, you're just like, what am I? Who am I? Like, what can I do? What am I allowed to do? So there's lots of kind of rules that just, they don't quite fit. Like, identity is probably a really big thing when you're finding out who you are, who you're not, and who your friends are and who they aren't. And I think some triggers can be when you, find out stuff about yourself that you didn't know, or I think decision making and identity are probably the two biggest things for
Me anxious when I'm with a lot of people and how they always look at me. So this feels like I'm not up to their expectations. Because in this generation, everyone thinks everyone wants to be perfect, and being perfect is, to my opinion, bad, because that means you have everything, you don't want anything, you have nothing to live for. I just think you shouldn't be nervous, just like accept yourself for who you really are, not live up to who someone else wants you to be, because that's just stupid. Just letting someone else control you, make you like more popular. It doesn't matter what they think, because it's not their choice, it's your choice. Like in future time when all of them have left you, you're by yourself and you just don't know what to do, because all your life they've been controlling you, telling you who you should be. Stop being who they want you to be. Be who you actually want to be. You know yourself, you can make your own goals happen. You could be famous just for being yourself and not being told who to be. Stand up for yourself. Shout out. Be who you are. Let the world know that you are perfect. It's just people who are around you telling you that you're not. If you're being pressured or being bullied into being someone who you don't want to be, fight back or seek help. Your life wouldn't be as fun and interesting if you're not who you truly are.
Even though it's talked about so much in school, people still recognise it when it actually happens. People just think, oh yeah, they're just having a joke, oh yeah, they're just, who cares, you know? That people can do it anonymously on the internet, and they can do it behind the safeness of their computer screen, their phone, their iPod. They don't have to worry about if people are going to be like, oh yeah, she punched me or she threw me to the floor, because that's not an issue as much today because people can write it online. And I think that it makes it a lot easier for people to be able to bully and for people to be victimised. It's changed so that people do not feel as safe on the internet because they know that people have the chance to go on, Tumblr and write anonymous comments. People can write on Twitter stuff about their friends that don't have Twitter. Everyone can write such mean stuff, and I think that it's changed because people don't have to worry about if someone's going to see them doing it. Yeah, I think it has, definitely has. Because people can do it on the internet, they can do it online, they can do it so that people don't have the ability to catch them out. So then you go to school and you think, my friends hate me, my friends don't want to be my friend, they think I'm a bad person, and all this stuff, so it's making everyone's life harder. Even the nicest of people who don't hate on anyone, they don't do anything bad, they're getting bullied and they're getting hate on the stupidest things that make them feel bad. Everyone gets hated on, and that's what I think is really bad about the internet these days, is so I think that's making everyone more vulnerable. I think it makes people hate themselves and hate who they are, and they're worthless, and even to some extent people feel suicidal, and they have no reason to feel like that before this bullying started. It makes people very self-conscious as well. It makes them want to stay in their room all day, isolated from everyone and everything. People are gonna talk about them behind their back and say stuff if they do one little silly thing, so they keep themselves locked up, or they go out and they drink and they do stuff they're gonna regret later, and they're gonna be like, I just went out and I got high because I want to forget about my problems, but then it's giving everyone else an opportunity to talk about them even more. A lot of people push it aside and say, oh, it's all my fault. You need to talk up. You need to, tell someone that it's happening, because it's not, a definite solution that they can help you, but it's a way to get out all your anger and your sadness so that you don't feel like harming yourself or others.